The second piece of information that I have, well, before I even get into that, let me tell you this. If that unwinding occurs as the intel that I'm getting says it will, I'm hot, I can't. If that unwinding occurs and the information that I've gotten is accurate, which I have no reason to believe it's not, it's from my trusted source that I've had for all these years who has been right about just about everything. That would mean that, well, I can tell you the first thing that's going to happen. The stock market is going to implode. There is going to be so much confusion and apprehension within the stock market that I could see massive, massive losses and a complete and utter collapse of the stock market probably within a week after all of this is made public. So now, even without that, the stock market that we know of is not going to be how it has been for years. It's been heavily manipulated. There's been a lot of fraud. There's been a lot of insider shit and all of that stuff. So we're not going to have the same stock market that we've had for the last several decades. I think the metals markets are going to explode and the stock market is going to implode should this whole Biden presidency thing start to really go back. Because there were a lot of things that Biden did within his administration in that 4 years. And I'm saying Biden, but you guys know that it's not Biden. I'm just saying that because I'm not going to say, the character that's playing Biden or the stand-in that's playing Biden. But you guys know what I mean. I think silver is going to rise dramatically when these type of things happen. And not only happen, but happen publicly. We've already seen little ticks of silver go up. It was at the other piece of intel that I have is very interesting. This came from my same source, and I think it has something to do with the first piece of intel. Now, this one is very, very, very cloak and dagger. This one's kind of left up for interpretation. But anytime I see the name, and anytime it's put in the context, it's getting put in the context that it's being put in, I know something big is about to happen. Today I received the message from my source, and it was just one line, and there was no conversation or anything. It was just an encrypted message that I get from him from time to time. We communicate in a variety of ways. And all it said was, let me read it word for word. Now, this comes on the back of what I just reported about unwinding the Biden presidency. It said, Putin on deck. Putin on deck. So obviously, if you don't know what on deck means, it's a baseball phrase. It's when you're next up to bat. There's a batter that's going through his at-bat at the plate right now. He's getting pitches thrown to him. He's batting. And when he either gets out or gets on base, the next guy to bat is the batter on deck. So if we think of that as, well, someone else is in play right now, Putin is next. Putin is next up. I wasn't given any more information than that. That's all I was given. I tried my best to get something else. That was it. So if I just said this before, if I'm right and Putin is somehow connected to the unwinding of the Biden presidency, I wonder if Russia and Vladimir Putin have something. If they have something that helps to prove or otherwise confirm the election fraud. Because the only way that you could actually unwind a president's presidency. It's never been done before. This would be the first time in history that anything like this is done. So there's no precedence whatsoever for any of this. I think back to the only way you could unwind a presidency would be if the president was never supposed to be there to begin with. Now, you could take the less dangerous route and just don't do that. But these guys aren't going to do it. They are unwinding the Biden presidency. The only way that could happen is through, in this case, election fraud. I think back to the time that Putin had the soccer ball and he threw it to Donald Trump and he said, the ball is in your court. That was not just a soccer ball. A lot of people have speculated that there was something within the soccer ball, maybe a flash drive or maybe a microchip or maybe something that revealed something to Trump. Putin was passing the ball to Trump on information that he had, and he was giving it to Trump, and he was saying, the ball's in your court, go do your thing. I wonder if that one moment in time has something to do with Putin being on deck.